Day. Now, the Invitational is, of course, not just about the esport. It's also about the game, the updates, and the community, and those that make this game as incredible as it is. Every single year, 4 people are given that thank you from all of us, from the developers in Montreal. It's time for our commendations.
It is indeed, Milos. Thank you very much. Of course, there are so many things that make Rainbow Six esports truly special. And over the years, we've highlighted the people both in front of camera and behind it that make all of this possible. One of my favorite parts about a Six Invitational weekend is the commendations. And the first one is truly special. Welcome to your first commendee.
Hello? Oh, John Ubisoft, hello, how are you? No, I don't speak French. What? A commendation? For me? Thank you, uh-huh. Okay, where do you need me? Right, and you hung up. Wow. Why did he call me here? I live in Leeds.
I started playing video games at a very young age, and I was like 2, maybe even that, and my uncle gave me a Game Boy. And there's a hilarious photo that goes around in my family group chats of the moment my life changed. And it's me sat there with this Game Boy, and then since then, games have just been a part of me. And I came up in the era when games definitely weren't cool, and you were very much bullied for playing them, but I loved playing games. There was always a possibility of anything in video games. My passion for Rainbow Six comes from its creativity. There's no limit to what you can do and to where you can sort of get to, and I adore that. Should we go look in the big building? This is where I live.
You said that you've been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
I would love to know why.
That moment when an idea or a play works, from the top level to replicating a pro's play to just trying something stupid in a 1 versus 2 clutch that works, is just unbeatable. You can do whatever you want in it, and why would you not love that? I think everybody has an idea or an expectation of what a caster is or a caster does, and everyone's got their favorite thing, but you can listen to whether it's just like catchphrases, whether some people are more serious or more upbeat or jovial, whether some people have stylistic differences, they like to hit everything, or they like to be a little bit slower and a little bit more paced and build and build and build and build. And you can do anything, because your job is to translate the excitement that you feel and what is happening in the game. And there is no one way of doing that.
That goes over here to our little spot on the other side. We've got our own little separate iceberg. And good afternoon, Charlotte.
You need to press your button. Oh. No, they can do better.
Oh, you can definitely do better. And they bring the noise.
We've got quite a fun job, it's fair to say. Yeah. But what is it about casting for you that's the most fun?
I think it's being able to translate joy.
My voice is going from all the screaming that we wanted from that. And yes, we are ready.
It all comes from our excitement, right? We look towards what is the most exciting thing, and joy has never changed, has always been there. Hi, welcome to a music studio, a rehearsal room. Music, it's something where you can just put yourself out there. There's no limitations to it, there's no language barriers, and a lot of it is just how it feels, and it hits you in like your chest. There's no bad feeling. There's a rhythm to things where it's a flow, and I think from casting it's a very similar perspective. The way that you can sort of pick up the rhythm and the enjoyment, that comes from a base level, and the crowd is that, because Siege is community. Everybody shares that excitement, and you feel all of that in a room, because you're all locked on to the result. You cheer and you scream and you cry and you rise and you fall as one. It's electric inside of Arena. There's no feeling like it, and there is nothing I want to do more than grab that electricity. I started my journey into esports sort of not publicly out. I was going through the process because it's a very long process in the UK, but I wasn't publicly out. And I realized when I signed my Tier 1 contract, I'd done my first major and I was sort of building up to it. I was like, there's nobody like me in any of this, in any of the esports titles, in any of the Tier 1 stuff. And I was like, I have to be honest about representation and I can't sort of back down. And it was terrifying. I don't think anyone gets into it with the idea of I'm gonna be representation. Nobody thinks like that. But until there is more people like me up on the top stages of esports, casting, hosting, whatever, I have to be here. I'm lucky, I say with tears in my eyes. I get to travel the world with a game that I love, surrounded by people that support me, and I get to tell them that there are so many people like them. Having people share how much we all mean to each other, for people like me, that's what it's about. That's it. It's about shared love.
Fluke has been like an absolute pillar for me in my own growth. Obviously, I'm a queer woman. I don't shy away from that, but the reason why I don't shy away from that is because of people like Fluke.
She really wants to make the best thing she can, no matter what it is.
Emmy is one of the most creative people I've ever met in my entire life.
Like, extremely creative.
Oh, she absolutely brings chaos to the community and bringing such infectious energy to the whole place.
She is basically a goddess descended from the heavens to bring such a beautiful light to this community.
Emmy brings an incredible amount of energy, positivity, a lightness. She's just herself, and who she is wonderful.
I'm loud, I'm very chaotic, but letting them into the chaos of my world, if they're having a good time and they're enjoying themselves and they're laughing, then I've done good. And I love that feeling.
I never like to start talking, I just like to let you soak this up, you know? But I will start off by asking, 2018, when you first started waxing lyrical over this game that you love so much, and let's be honest, you do wax lyrical. You are almost a rapper when it comes to the way that you cast this game. But all those years ago, could you have ever imagined this moment here and now?
Not in a million years. No, I remember sitting on my sofa at home watching like Parker and stuff cast Paris. I sent Milos a DM before I got into casting being like, hey, you've inspired me. I'm a community caster now. He left me on red for like a year and a half. And then when I did my first big show, he was like, oh, hi. But no, it's beyond words. It's the world.
And in that time, since then, over those years, a lot has changed for you, both professionally and personally. And you,
Say that.
yeah, and we saw it in the video there. You have just become such a pillar and an inspiration for such a vast community. What does that mean to you?
Everything. This is the bit where I'm gonna cry again. I couldn't do what I do without all the love and support of the community, of all the people I get to work with. But of all the people I get to meet as well, I'm very lucky I get to travel around the world and talk to people, you know, at a time when sort of our community in esports and the greater picture is under a lot of pressure, to remind people that there is love out there and that there is understanding, and that is always gonna sort of win over malice or anything like that, and we're not going anywhere, baby.
Very well said. Now, I do want to shine a spotlight on you professionally. We've talked about community, but you are a phenomenal caster, am I right? How would you describe your style?
For the longest time I had in my bio chaotic loud, and I think that's kind of like that. I love screaming, and I found a way to make money doing it, you know?
Well, long may it continue. Look, I want to give you the floor here. Is there anybody you want to thank? Is there anything that you haven't said yet that you'd like to say? The floor is yours, Emmy.
I want to thank everybody here. First of all, thank you for coming out, and then everybody here in all the other places I've been able to from the community, everyone that we work with, all of the people that support us behind the scenes, my colleagues who are all lovely, my family as well, who I think are watching this at like 3 in the morning somewhere, like I assume cheering, I don't know. And my friends, my partner, everybody is just, thank you everybody for allowing me to be me more than anything.
A thoroughly deserved moment under the spotlight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Emmy! Thank you so much, Emmy.
Thank you.
I want you to stay here.
Okay.
Just while I wrap this up and go to the break, because you deserve to be on this stage.
Aww.
So, after the break, it is Valentine's Day. We've got another Valentine's Day surprise coming your way. And, of course, BDS versus Furia is coming up soon. But one more time for Emmy!